Hey guys, this is a different type of video from my usual. You guys probably saw the title and think it's just one of those, just another nostalgia bait video for Minecraft and everything. But no, this is simply my journey in the creative space known as Minecraft. If you guys like the video, please make a comment, leave a like, and just enjoy. This all started with a recent revelation of sorts. I'm on a call, I'm showing off Hexit 2, trying to convince a friend to agree to play on a private server after we've been playing vanilla Minecraft privately for about 2 months now. I'm flying around in the Twilight Forest when I reach the biome where the trees just blanket the entire landscape, and the music in game hits. And it for some reason brought up old memories of the game. It had me thinking about all that I've actually done in this game, everything that I have associated myself with in Minecraft. And because I am very selfish, I've decided to tell you guys despite no one actually asking. When I first got Minecraft, it was on October 12th, 2012 at 8:32 p.m. It was a weird night, but I had actually spent most of the night begging my dad to buy me Minecraft, and he did, and I haven't regretted it. Until right afterwards when I tried to play the game and then it crashed like 8 minutes in, and then continued to do so for the next year or so. And but it was still Minecraft. My 12-year-old brain just could not handle it. Why I wanted to play Minecraft? Well, of course, Captain Sparkles. His original Minecraft survival series, where he's in the jungle biome, he has Jerry the Slime, everything that's going on, the tree house, everything. It intrigued me so much back then that I wanted to do that. I wanted to jump into a jungle biome and build a tree house, get a friend, and be able to just survive. And I wanted to do this so badly, yet things really turned out different on that end. After a while of trying to play, my mom eventually got a new PC. It was not good, but it was still something. I was able to play Minecraft, and the first thing I did in it was obviously not play survival. I played in creative on a super flat world, building music machines of sorts with the note blocks. The version was 1.6.2, and I had a blast recreating the jazz band piece Chicago, because at the time I was in band, and for some reason everyone wanted to play that godforsaken song. I made it, and then I recorded it with Bandicam and posted it to my Facebook, and then after a while I finally decided to play survival. But I never actually beat the game, not until way later, and we'll get into that eventually. Our journey takes us to middle school. I'm in the 7th grade. I just joined a chess club for some random reason, and I was quick to find out that everyone there was actually a big group of friends that joined just so they can hang out. One day they eventually brought up Minecraft at some point, and they were talking about something that I have not actually heard of at that time: mods. They mentioned something called a Technic launcher. Well, I went home, searched it up, and with seeing what was on it, I was surprised. There were so many things you can do in vanilla Minecraft, yet it wasn't vanilla. So the next day I asked the group if I could be let in, and that evening we launched a Skype call. Yeah, that old. They started me off with Hexit, an RPG world where you can explore dungeons, fight hydras, work in a forge to make new tools, and explore a new realm known as the Twilight Forest. Playing in this world, we were on a private server. living as a group in a pirate cove. It was fun but short-lived as tension kind of built with conflicting playing styles and pranks that were going a little too far. We ended up blowing the top of a mountain off. We moved on to probably my most influential and probably my peak in this game, a mod pack called Volts. I was told that this mod had missiles, bombs, fission and theoretical fusion reactions, power armor, and more. It was a dream. Playing on a faction server, I joined in, got to the base, and asked what my job was, and they said it was potion brewing. Yeah, real hit in the gut there. To dangle, all of that, all these nice little trinkets of fun in front of me just to stick me in a brewery. Well, this is me we're talking about, and I didn't quite like that. And so I secretly started a new little base on the same server, where I started to learn the game slowly. And then eventually I attempted to show it off, only to get kicked down, but hey, who cares? I still had my pranks, and with that, we ended up sneaking into an enemy faction by pretending to be someone I wasn't, getting cords with the tracker, and then raiding them from the inside. I raided them with my friend and the leader of this group called David. You might actually have recognized him from one of my first Minecraft videos of Egg Wars. We ended up getting raided not too long after. They had actually tracked one of us from the lobby or the spawn and found our place and raided it. I, of course, was blamed for all of it because I was the one that raided them first. But the thing was, I still had my lab, my little secret base that I worked on, as well as a secret, like, hidden treasure room in the area that was covered with camouflage blocks, and they never actually found it. So I gathered all of the loot that I could, broke everything that I could, just so I can have as much resources to start this new journey with. I started to build a solo base, a clan of sorts, building a base at the bottom of the world under the ocean surrounded by every strong block in the game, and began a scamming journey where I would inside people by joining them. Well, I ended up finding a group of British people. I incited them, and they didn't know that it was me, so they asked me if I wanted to join again. I joined, and, well, I robbed them again, obviously, and they ended up blaming the wrong person and gave me the choice to join them once again. And after robbing them twice, I finally had the realization of, maybe peace is an option. Who would have known? Anyways, we built up, we were having fun, we had late night Skype calls, the group was 9 strong, and I mainly associated with the leader and a friend who you might recognize from my very first video, Morks. Eventually, drama started because I was talking to the girls too much, but I mean, back then I was pretty charismatic. I was practically a player for the unknown girls. Needless to say, they disappeared as well, like a lot of groups I've had. Mork stayed for a bit, but eventually she left the Wells. But during that time that she did stay, something very interesting happened. So on this server, they had a planets mod where each planet had ores inside of it. Me and Morgan, for some reason, decided to make it a life goal to collect every piece of lapis that we could from these planets. Because fuck diamonds. That shit's old school. But lapis? I mean, is lapis useful? Well, anyways, it was good for decorations and floor designs. But in the end, before she left, we had collected over 28,000 blocks of lapis, leaving the server to eventually just crown us the Lapis Kings. After she ended up leaving, it was just me, and all those scams kind of came back to bite me in the ass. Or at least they tried to. You see, in Volts, there was this thing called power armor, as I mentioned before. And the thing that was the problem with power armor was that you really had to tinker to have a really good set. that wouldn't burn you, catch on fire, slow you down. And I had spent way too much time tinkering with this armor to where it was practically perfect for me and my playstyle. The people that were after me? Donators. Now, as we all know, most servers have dono ranks, and that comes usually with special armors and tools. These guys had broken armors of obsidian chest plates and everything, obsidian tools, because in Volts that was the strongest weapons you can get. Well, sort of, at least. You see, I had this very nifty tool, and in the game, not a lot of people actually used it because you couldn't put fortune on it. You couldn't upgrade it at all. It was just something you can use to mine extremely fast. And that was the atomic disassembler. This thing could mine really fucking fast. Like faster than any tools I've seen in Minecraft in general, no matter the enchantments, as long as it was still within realm of possibility. Not to mention, it ran off of energy, so you can always repair it, as well as it was used to do damage. You can use this thing to deal almost 20 hearts of damage. You can roll up to somebody and just hit them, and if they didn't have armor, they would just instantly die most of the time. To me, it was one of the most powerfulest weapons in the game, as well as mixed with the tool, because I didn't really need fortune. Well, the server had the end, and in the end, where you were supposed to use it to farm for Enderman, they had PvP turned on, and so everybody deemed that the PvP zone to settle beef. Well, donned in my power armor that was dyed black and blue, and my tool acting like a weapon, I headed to the end and set up, where we would end up fighting in a 1v13. And I won a lot. I actually never died during this battle, which took an actual 4 hours in real life to conclude, where it was constantly killing them. I couldn't even pick up their stuff, but they would just respawn back in, don it back on, and go right back into the fight. And I started collecting heads. And when I would leave to recharge my things, I would start placing their heads within the spawn during the community boards where you can put anything on to say things or to promote anything on your side. Now, the server owner didn't actually like this because it was making the donors look bad. So he had to step in and settle this beef for us, which was pretty much he gave them a bunch of antimatter, which they later used to blow up my base to sky high. And they gave me a new statue in the center of the spawn called the Factionless Lapis King, with signs surrounding my statue explaining the story that I told them. From there, I drifted from game to game, eventually going in and out of Minecraft. You guys know how it is. The 2-week drive to actually play it, drop it for a while, and then you get another 2-week drive later on. Rinse and repeat. Till now, where I'm playing on this private server with a friend. It's just the two of us, and we started away. Instantly, we noticed the two different playstyles we had. Mine being super fast paced, dropping into a cave right off the start, and then eventually getting diamonds within the first few minutes of the game. Dying a few times, but I eventually got it. And then I immediately went to the nether, grabbed everything I needed, went to the end and killed the dragon all in our first playthrough of this game. And eventually I decided to build a house, and as I was sitting there, I realized that I was now bored. I had done mostly everything in the game already. That was progression-wise. Yet, I noticed something with this friend of mine. You see, as I'm running around, talking, doing nothing, and I'm just bored, she was building this entire time. I actually realized that she never went to the nether, but Instead of that, she had built a house, a farm, a storage house, a mob grinder, and had signs that were plastered with ideas of everything that she wanted to build before she even started playing the game, or at least what my idea of playing the game was. She would actually even get mad at me when I would bring her materials to help speed up her builds because she made it feel like she had nothing to do anymore. Which brings me to a point that I really wanted to talk about. It's why I think Minecraft is so boring for a lot of players. With all these new things that Minecraft is adding, with all these new updates, speedruns, and everyone just trying to do things the fastest, it pushed a lot of people to try to beat this game as fast as possible. Get the best armor so they won't die, and just rush through everything. I mean, some people get netherite on the first or second Minecraft days. Everyone's so obsessed with the idea of beating the game that they end up getting bored after they do. Sitting in the distance, watching this girl build and seeing her have fun, I realized something. I had beaten the game, yet she was having more fun than I was. She's never even been to the Nether, yet she didn't even care. She's saying that she would get to it eventually. Us in our two different worlds, yet we're on the same server 50 blocks away, one with everything yet bored, and the other not much and yet was having fun. It confused me until I started to think about it a bit. You see, she was building, making decorations, and not caring about progression at all. And when I was kind of realizing this, it clicked. She was doing something that I've never done before. She wasn't focused on getting the best gear. She was still in diamond armor until she eventually stole my netherite armor that I totally didn't make for her and hoping she'd take it. But despite that, she was still doing something I haven't actually done, which was play Minecraft. You see, the first time I played in survival, I never beat the game. The first time I beat the game was when I was playing with Tarek Avan, an old name, and we were speedrunning the game as a joke. Everyone is so caught up in being the fastest or the best builder, the best redstone engineer, or the best PvPer, yet a lot of these people probably feel like something's missing with the game. They're probably still bored when they're doing these things. I think what that is that they aren't playing Minecraft. They're simply beating it. See, all these updates that they've been adding to the game is seemingly pushing back the end of the game, pushing back progression. It's almost as if the game creators knew this and didn't say anything about it, but just decided to slowly try to do what they could to slow down the player, to get them to take a minute to actually play the game. Now, they haven't exactly expanded on the lore, but it's not important. They're just trying to get you to not rush through the game. I think we can use my friend here as an example. To take her taking her time, not caring about progression, and simply just enjoying the game building. She's actually the reason I've decided to change my playstyle for this game. To slow down, take time to build, explore, and experience what this amazing game has to offer. I feel like if more people played like how she does, they would enjoy the game more. Because, think about it. Have you actually played Minecraft? Or did you just beat it and drop it?